ground's much changed since the last time I was here. You can see the tower of Paul Church there in the background. Although called Mousehole, the club don't actually play in the village of Mousehole, which has a population of 700. They play here in the smaller village of Paul with a population of about 300. And there will be almost as many as that watching today's match against Bashley. This is quite appropriate. No one thought they believed they could do it, the Seagulls. They now play in the Southern League. They're only the second club in Cornwall to progress as that far in the English pyramid system. And as the first Truro City now play all their home matches in Plymouth, the highest grade of Cornish football you can see here this season will be here at Trungle Parc. This little terracing here is all new because as they progress through the leagues, Mousehole have had to make some significant ground improvements and still have more to make if they're to keep this status next season. I just want to have a look at the stand here because this was interesting. Until a few years ago, the stand consisted of a park bench and a couple of plastic cafe table chairs. But now, as hopefully you can see, is actually seated and with some cover. There is of course the clubhouse as well, which is always very popular with fans. Crowds beginning to come out. Bashley from Hampshire, from the New Forest, and they were actually here last week as well in a league match which finished 2 each. So today's cup tie promises to be quite an even and keenly contested match. If it's level at 90 minutes, there will be a replay on Tuesday night. So Bashley now 2 Saturdays in a row have had to make 430 miles round trip. But that's nothing compared to the journeys Mousehole have to make. The closest they'll travel this season is 150 miles to Plymouth there and back. And on a couple of occasions they'll have to do 500 miles up to Worcestershire and Herefordshire. So what's the situation with Scottish connections? Well, at Mousehole a few years back they actually had Callum Elliott, Scotland under-23 international, 150 odd appearances for Hearts as a player coach. Bashley actually have a Killie connection and indeed a Troon connection. They had a player called David Wilson who was on Kilmarnock's books as a youth. Then at the age of 19 decided that he wouldn't make the grade as a senior, so ran away and joined the Navy. Obviously that took him down to Portsmouth for a bit and he played for Bashley in 2 spells. Once he left them for the second time, he then went to play for Troon and for several other Ayrshire, what are now non-league, what were then junior sides. His career culminated in being the caretaker manager for Gibraltar when they played at Hampden Park in the European Nations qualifier, Euro 2016 qualifier I believe, and that was a rare sight of a Scot leading out the opposition to play at Hampden. That was a match in which took Scotland over 20 minutes to score and Gibraltar quickly equalised. Fans had a big fright for the first half hour before in the end Scotland won comfortably. Just have a wee quick look at the surface here, which looks fine. The average attendance this season at Mousehole is 230 something, which, as I said, the population of Paul 300. A decade ago, Mousehole were at the bottom of the South West Peninsula League. They shipped over 100 goals a season regularly and were only avoided relegation because the teams below them in the feeder Cornwall combination either weren't able to step up or were reluctant to step up. What you can't see from the ground here is just exactly how high up it is. You have to have a look at a map for that, or maybe go on the club's website where where you'll see that. But it's very high up and overlooking Mounts Bay. It's a fantastic setting to play football actually, and to watch it. It's a glorious day. I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to hopefully enjoy this first match since February 27th, 2020.